You felt the silence, haven't you? The kind that screams between breaths. He says he's fine, but his soul trembles every time your name echoes in his thoughts. There are truths no words can hold. Only heaven dares to whisper them. And today, the angels want you to know, you were placed in his life not to complete him, but to awaken him. This was never about coincidence. The pull you both felt, the magnetic, inexplicable knowing, was the echo of a choice made long before this lifetime. A sacred agreement between two souls to find each other again, when it mattered most. The angels say he's been lost in a maze of his own making. Walls built from old wounds. Patterns inherited from silent fathers and restless mothers. But you walked in with nothing but light. And even in your quietest presence, you stirred something in him that had been dormant for years. Hope. He'll keep pretending. He'll keep running. But heaven sees what he hides. And it keeps repeating the same truth. You were the prayer he didn't know he made. And now, he's living the answer, terrified to believe it's real. The angels are watching over this connection. They ask for your patience, but also your clarity. You are not here to save him. You are here to remind him of the light he once believed he wasn't worthy of. He will resist, but he will remember. For what God has joined, no distance, no silence, no fear can ever truly sever. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55 verse 9. He doesn't push you away because you are too much. He pushes because you feel like home, and home has always been a dangerous place for him. The angels show me walls wrapped in silence. Memories buried so deep they became truths. He learned young that love could vanish, that touch could turn cold, and that needing someone was the same as giving them the power to wound. So now, when you offer softness, he flinches. When you get too close, he disappears. But it's not rejection. It's survival. This is the man who appears composed, but is constantly bracing for abandonment. He doesn't trust happiness. He second-guesses kindness. And the worst part? He believes his brokenness disqualifies him from the very love he longs for. The angels say he carries a silent grief. Not from losing you, but from never believing he could be loved by someone like you. He sees your strength and assumes it won't last. He sees your grace and calls it temporary. But his soul knows. It recognized you before his mind could catch up. This is why the pull doesn't fade. Why he watches from the shadows even when he claims he's moved on. Because deep down, he knows you touched the places even he was afraid to face. And now he's torn. Between the safety of solitude and the terrifying risk of real love. The angels whisper, don't mistake his distance for indifference. It's the armor of a heart that's still learning you are not like the others. You've given so much. Of your light. Of your time. Of your tenderness. Even when he wasn't ready to accept it. The angels pause now. And gently ask you, when was the last time you poured that same devotion back into yourself? It's beautiful, how you love. How you see potential beneath pain. How you stay when most would walk away. But self-abandonment isn't love. And the divine never intended for your light to be the only one burning in the dark. He is on his journey. But so are you. The angels want you to return to your own soul. The woman you were before the waiting. Before you carried someone else's healing like it was your responsibility. You are not here to rescue. You are not here to fix. You are here to shine. And those who are meant to walk beside you will rise to meet your light. This man, he feels your glow even in your silence. It shakes him. It calls him forward. But he must take his own steps. You cannot carry him. Not anymore. Let your energy return to you. Let your softness be yours first. Speak to yourself the way you wished he would. Hold your own heart with the reverence you keep offering to him. The angels say, she who heals others must first be her own sanctuary. There's something he sees in you that both mesmerizes and unsettles him. Not because it's foreign, but because it's familiar. You mirror the version of himself he's not yet ready to face. The one who loves without fear. The one who believes in softness as strength. The one who still dares to hope. The angels say, when he looks at you, he doesn't just see you. He sees who he could become. And that scares him. He spent so long building armor, surviving in shadows, keeping love just out of reach so he'd never have to feel the ache of its loss. But then you arrived, not as a storm, but as still water. And in your stillness, he saw the chaos within himself. Your light made his wounds visible. Not to shame him, but to show him where the healing could begin. He resists, not because he doesn't care, but because you reflect the truth he's tried to outrun. And the truth, dear soul, is that you are the first person who made him believe that maybe, just maybe, he's worthy of more than survival. The more you shine, the more he sees where he's dimmed. The more you open, the more he realizes how tightly he's shut down. This is not punishment. It's awakening. And awakening is uncomfortable. But it's also sacred. The angels remind you, it is not your job to dim. Those meant for your light will adjust their eyes to see clearly. Something shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. It began with a thought he couldn't shake. A dream. A scent that reminded him of you. And suddenly, the silence felt heavier than your presence ever did. The angels say, his soul is stirring. And you are the reason the numbness no longer feels like safety. He doesn't say it, but he feels it. That gentle unraveling of everything he thought he could control. And in its place, longing. A longing not just for you, but for peace. For meaning. For the part of himself that only awakens when you are near. He scrolls through memories like pages of a book he was too afraid to finish. And every word you spoke, every glance you cast, now echoes like prophecy. He wonders how he didn't notice it sooner. How he let something so rare slip through fingers that were too scared to open. But this is not about regret. It's about returning. To truth. To love. To the version of himself he buried under doubt. This is the beginning. Not of a romance, but of a remembering. He is starting to feel again. To see. And your name is written in every awakening. The angels whisper, when the soul begins to wake, it reaches for the light that first stirred it. And that light, beloved, is you. It is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Philippians 2 verse 13, he comes closer. Then disappears. A dance that feels more like a wound than a rhythm. You wonder, is it you? Is it something you did? The angels say, no. This cycle isn't rejection. It's resistance. Not to you, but to what you represent. You are the unknown. The surrender. The love that doesn't demand proof. And he's never known that kind of love. Every time he edges near, his heart cracks open. And with it, the flood of all he buried. Loss. Fear. Unworthiness. So he retreats, not because he wants to leave, but because staying means becoming someone new. Someone softer. Someone brave. The angels want you to know, he is not trying to break your heart. He is trying to protect his own. Even if that means hurting the one person who feels like healing. This pattern will continue until he learns that it's not your love he fears, but his own. The angels are walking with him. Each time he runs. Whispering truths he doesn't yet believe. That real love doesn't vanish. That it doesn't ask him to be perfect, only present. And they're walking with you too. Holding your heart gently, reminding you that this isn't your fault. They say, the soul will loop until the lesson softens the fear. Until safety feels less like hiding, and more like staying. He doesn't always respond, but he always feels you. Even in the quiet, your love is working its way through him, softening edges, loosening the grip of old stories. The angels say, your love isn't loud. It's sacred. And sacred things do not need to shout to be heard. You've been medicine to him. Not the quick fix kind, but the slow, deep, healing kind. The kind that seeps into hidden places and brings warmth to what has long been cold. When you showed up, you didn't try to change him. You didn't beg to be seen. You just were, present, whole, luminous. And it was that steadiness, that quiet belief in something more, that began the repair. The love you offered, unconditional, patient, undemanding, was something his soul had never known. It taught him that intimacy is not a threat. That closeness doesn't mean loss. That he can be fully himself, and still be loved. He may not have said it, but he's felt every inch of your care. The way your energy wraps around him even when you're not near. The angels remind you, healing doesn't always look like action. Sometimes, it's the silent alchemy between one heart that dares to love and another still learning how to receive it. This is what your love has done. It made the impossible feel possible. It made him believe again. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 7. There are no accidents. Only alignments too divine to explain. The angels say he didn't find you. He was led to you. Drawn by a thread woven in the heavens, long before this life began. This connection, as fragile and confusing as it may feel, was chosen. By your soul. By his. By the Creator. There is a timing that governs everything. And though your heart aches for certainty, the angels whisper, trust the pauses. Even delays are part of the choreography. He is walking a path that bends through old fears. Each step forward feels like surrender. Each glance back feels like safety. But something has changed. His heart is listening now. To the pull. To the signs. To the truth that keeps repeating. You are not just a woman who passed through his life. You are the turning point. You've shown him a vision of a life with more peace than performance, more presence than perfection. And now, he is learning to walk toward that vision, even if clumsily, even if late. You may not see all the movement, but heaven does. The angels say, do not confuse quiet with absence. We are rearranging the stars behind the scenes. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. He hides it well, doesn't he? The trembling. The ache. The ache of a man who wants to be loved, but doesn't know how to receive it. The angels whisper, he's not afraid of you. He's afraid of what you make him feel. You awaken the parts he's kept buried. The soft boy who cried once and was told to toughen up. The dreamer who believed love was safe, until it wasn't. And now, when you speak with tenderness, when you offer your presence without demand, he feels seen in a way that almost hurts. Not because you wound him, but because you witness him. And that is the most vulnerable thing of all. He pulls away not to reject you, but to brace himself. For the unraveling. For the softness. For the terrifying beauty of being fully known. The angels are close. They hold his shoulders when he wants to run. They hold your heart when the silence feels like abandonment. But this is sacred ground. You are not too much. He is not broken. You are both learning how to be held. The angels say, this connection was never meant to be easy. It was meant to be sacred. Perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18.